Hello, welcome to Sarah's Tarot and Oracle for the Soul. This week I will be doing a walkthrough and comparison of the Stellar Vault Tarot with the Aquarian Tarot and the Thoth. The creator of the Stellar Vault Tarot is Omri Hofstadter, and she is a German artist and digital artist and creator, and her deck is absolutely beautiful. I knew when I saw it before it was released that I wanted it. I had pre-ordered it. Unfortunately, when it was going to be delivered and released last summer, I was going to be traveling, so I had to cancel it. And then, the universe really listens, because thank you so much to US Game Systems Inc. from Connecticut for sending me this copy of the Stellar Vault Tarot for my honest review and opinion. So thank you so much. I really like the box it comes in. It comes in this nice box, so it's a little bit more sturdy than a tuck box. And it's just, look at the colors on the side, the gradient, it's so pretty. And it reads, Stellar Vault invites you to explore pastel tarot dreamscapes constructed with architectural precision and Art Deco elegance. Inspired by a playful anime aesthetic, fantasy artist Omri envisions each card as a scene from a sci-fi space opera. Sensuous hybrid forms wear their contradictions like armor, offering a mirror to your own journey of transformation. It includes 78 silver-edged cards and 104 illustrated guidebook. So I absolutely love this. The little book talks about how in Omri's early 20s, she came across the Thoth, and that's what she originally used. But at the time she was working with a Thoth, she thought it was like the cards held the power, and it doomed her to a certain fate. And it wasn't until years later, when she was looking and searching for the perfect deck for her, that she came across David Palladini's Aquarian Tarot. And this spoke to her soul, and she dove deep and realized and found out that the tarot is not the end all be all. It helps you dive deeper into your psyche and transmute certain things. This is her deck of love based on these two decks. So we will be going through and comparing and contrasting. This was copyright 2025, US Game Systems Inc. We have the introduction, where she explains her experience with the tarot and how it's evolved. I really love how she explains what a stellar vault is here on page 8. In architecture, a stellar vault describes the star shape created by triangular lines on the ceiling of a cathedral. The idea of something magical and transcendental manifested through strict mathematical construction fascinates me. It is the way I often experience the world. And then we jump right into the cards. You have a little picture of the cards, the name of the card, and then we have the voice of the card. And let's see if she does the same. Okay, so for the minors, you still have a picture of the card, which is cool. You have about the Six of Cups, what you see image. So the Six of Cups, a cheerful young girl is surrounded by cups filled with plants and flowers. The cups are so full that some flowers have spilled over onto the table. Nothing troubles the girl. She revels in the beauty that surrounds her and prepares the cups as a gift to those she loves. Oh, that is so sweet. I love that. In a reading, a part of letting go of grief is tending to and healing your inner child. Now is the time to do so. Observe the core wounds deep within you and give yourself unconditional love. It will help you solve your conflicts of today. That is so beautiful. I love that. And there is one spread, and it's the Stellar Vault spread at the end. It's a 6 to 7 card spread. So number 1 is the body, 2 is the spirit, 3 is the wish, 4 is the act, 5 is the shadow, 6 is the heart, and 7 is optional. And then here is the creator. I love that she was influenced by Lady Frida Harris's The Thoth. This is the first deck she worked with, and the artwork for The Thoth was created with watercolor in the Art Deco style, which was used bold geometric designs, and we are going to see that in Omri's digital work. And then the Aquarian tarot, I love the Aquarian tarot. This is created by the artist David Palladini, who is a graphic artist, and he combined Art Deco and Art Nouveau, and he was heavily inspired by the 1960s poster art. So she combines these two decks with her love of anime and pastel colors. So I am just so excited to look at how similar and how different these decks are. Now for the Thoth, I have removed the cards that have nudity because there are some there's some nudity in the Stellar Vault, and as you all know, I do have to censor out that because YouTube loves to censor art and artists, unfortunately. So I can't show any, even if it's art, any nudity. So we see the Fool, and again, we're seeing a lot in the tarot where a lot of the characters are women, or they're ambiguous. You can't tell. They could be men or women. And so she uses that in her artwork a lot as well. So that's something that I've been noticing with a lot of the newer decks. So for the Thoth and the Palladini, we have the Fool actually in the Thoth. You can see his horns here. It actually looks like a devil. And then the Palladini, we have this medieval. He took medieval art and, you know, gave it a 1960s twist, which is really cool. I like how this Fool is holding a flower. I think that's really cool. And the little line work is just really beautiful. And then Omri's, you see this space opera that she's going for. You see that the Fool looks like a woman or a girl. And instead of being on land, she's on, now I'm pretty sure this is what the seraphim look like. This would be like a historical accurate picture of the seraphim. Let's see if it says in the book. The Fool is a tiny spark of energy in the universe, birthed by a star not yet fully awake. His journey. Oh, okay, so it is a man, but in a dress. I like that androgyny, and the fact that clothes do not make the sex or the gender, which is cool. The angel he rests on serves as his guide and a reminder to choose his steps carefully. The Fool carries 9 bells on his feathered head. Okay, up here. And signs of joy, and 9 stars on his dress, signs of hope. 3 times 3, a new cycle begins. All right, so that's really cool. So there's that androgyny she was talking about. And then check out the backs of each card. I absolutely love the backs of Omri's cards. They're gorgeous. And Palladini's, the Aquarian tarot backs, are really nice as well. So I had to take out the Magician from the Thoth. So we'll just be comparing the Magician to the Magician in the Aquarian tarot. So we have the Sword and the Sword, the Pentagram and the Pentagram, the Chalice and the Chalice. We have this cool, weird alien eye looking thing here. And the magician in this one has a snake, which is cool. And this magician, and I can't say it's a she because I can't, we don't know. This magician is doing the as above, so below. And this magician has the infinity sign over his head, and his hands are down. It actually looks like he has a snake belt. That looks like a snake kind of around him. So we have the snake and the stake. So this is pretty cool. I love the colors of this card. I love the roses here. So we have nature, and this kind of looks like a spaceship table. And then here, everything's zoomed in on the Aquarian Tarot, which is cool. All right, so then we go to the High Priestess. For the Stellar Vault, this High Priestess looks very almost android, and Omri likes to play with the uncanny valley of making images that don't look quite human, and she achieved that here. We have the pomegranate up here, and the pillars around the High Priestess in this one are very sci-fi. It looks like a spaceship, and she has the leaves growing up her dress, or their dress. And you can see the influence for the Aquarian tarot. The High Priestess is dressed with similar leaves on her dress and holding flowers. This High Priestess looks like they are crying, and or that these are her eyes in the seashell. So interesting, very interesting symbols. And I like the mountains in the back here and the mountains in the back here. So I can see a lot of comparisons, a lot of similarities, yet differences between the Aquarian Tarot and Omri's Stellar Vault. This Empress is so anime, very cute. We have the wheat. And look at her staff. It looks like an alien on it. I love her crown and the angel wings. Or she could be like Mercury. She kind of reminds, except Mercury's wings were on his feet, right? She has white gloves on. She's sitting in this beautiful, I think this looks like an iris flower. And then we have the Empress here. She has her rod or staff and her shield. Her wheat. And stars up on her hat, her medieval hat. All right, here is the Emperor. So in the Aquarian Tarot and Omri's The Stellar Vault, the Emperor is looking straight on, where in the Thoth, he's looking to the side. We see the glyphs here. And this one's an open pomegranate, and I would think this is a pomegranate too, but it's not open. And then we have for the Emperor and the Aquarian more irises. Wow, look at all these different hierophants, all very, very different. Here's the seraphim again, with all the eyes and wings. And I had to remove the lovers from the Thoth. This is a beautiful lovers card. It's interesting that in hers, the lovers are, it's really like themselves, right? And they're looking through this portal, this mirror. And they're above the angel rather than below the angel. interesting. And then in the Aquarian Tarot, it's just a zoomed in picture of the lovers. Looks like they're in a chariot, and then there's the flowers behind them. The Aquarian Tarot is, I love the colors, and it's very kind of romantic, and I love that 1960s poster art. Like, absolutely love it. The Aquarian Tarot was also published by US Games Systems Inc. I will post below links to my Amazon store. You can purchase the Stellar Vault by Omri Hofstadter through that, or the Aquarian Tarot, or the Thoth. Again, all three of these are produced by US Game Systems Inc. I did purchase the Thoth and the Aquarian Tarot with my own money. They sent me the Stellar Vault. And I will also link, you can buy directly from them as well. I'll link those below, all those links. If you wouldn't mind, if you are purchasing using my Amazon links so I can make a small commission, that would be really great. Thank you so much. So here we have 3 different chariots, and again, 3 very different vibes, but you can see the line work and the architectural work, especially in the Thoth and the Aquarian. I really love Omri's colors and composition, and how she made slight tweaks, and you could see the influence, especially from the Aquarian Tarot, but she made it her own, and her artwork is just stunningly beautiful. I love all 3. Lady Frida Harris. I love Lady Frida Harris's artwork, and David Palladini's, and Omri's. I think all 3 of these decks are just so beautiful. All right, so for the Thoth, we have adjustment. And then for the Stellar Vault, we have strength, and the Palladini, which the Aquarian Tarot is based on the Rider-Waite-Smith system. And he zoomed in on the images. So this, it looks like a knight, and he has a sword, and he has his dog. This strength is more classic with the woman and the beast. And this beast looks like almost like it looks like a lion, but it looks like one of those, like the Chinese zodiac animals, and you have the Chinese, like, Asian lanterns in the background. I love her red shoes. So cute in this whole background. This card is beautiful. I love the Seraphim, but I really like this strength card in this deck. Next, we have the Hermit. And it's interesting, in the Hermit here and the Thoth, the light is predominant. And you can see in the Thoth, these lines, this man, he's very geometric looking. It almost doesn't look like a man. And we have a 3-headed dog here. This man is also kind of geometric, but you can tell it's a man. And there we have his light that looks like a star as well. All 3, the lights look like stars, but these 2, the people are more prominent than in the Thoths. It's interesting that her colors are kind of more leaning towards the Thoth with the blues and the greens, where the Aquarian is very warm. I feel like the Aquarian, the colors throughout the whole deck are very warm, autumnal colors. This one's obviously pastel, and the Thoth is more kind of primary colors, I would say. Now we have Fortune, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Wheel of Fortune. Again with the eyes. So Omri plays with the eyes and the snakes. There's lots of snake imagery I've noticed in this deck, which is cool. So if you like snakes, I think you'll really like the Stellar Vault. right. We have more eyes. Look at this snake. It looks terrifying. She has a lot of eyes, but also it looks like she's got mechanical eyes. She's choosing, it's interesting. It looks like beast's hands. The feather or the heart. I love this. This is so cool. And then we have the justice here with the flowers in the background. She has the flowers here. The flowers are there. This person's holding the scales, where this beast, this snake beast, is holding the scales. Now we go to death. We don't see death's face here. Death is just a skeleton. And then these two, we see the death's face. It's really cool. The Aquarian tarot has flowers. That's, like I said, that romantic theme, lots of flowers. And Omri has quite a bit of flowers as well. So for the Thoth, we have art, and then for Cellar Vault, we have temperance, and the Aquarian tarot, we have temperance as well. These two, yet again, are very similar. This costume kind of looks like a lot of feathers, and this one, she's covered in these beautiful, beautiful feathers. And I like it that there's diversity in the people, in their ethnic backgrounds, in their cultural backgrounds in this deck. 3 very, very different devil cards. This one kind of looks more like the Thoth, where the devil kind of looks like goatish. It looks like a goat, right? And then we have the snake here again, and the people are up in these, looks like Venus flytraps. And this one, oh, I didn't even notice the people actually at all, because I just see this big, it looks like a goat-headed bat. Look at this symbol right here. Interesting. The mountains, and then this is just very artistic. But I like how the horns match on these two. And then we have 3 very, very different towers. This is interesting that the tower here looks humanoid, looks like a human who's crying. And there's this ring of fire. So this would be like a god or goddess. It looks like the tower's here. And this god or goddess is upset that they have to destroy what was built. And then here we just see the tower being hit by lightning. And we have the water for emotions and the grounding of the earth. And it looks like mountains and the clouds and the night sky. And here we have the Eye of Horus, the all-seeing eye. We have the snake or the dragon destroying the tower. So 3 very, very different tower cards. all very, very impactful. I love this star card. Beautiful. And I like this one too, the peacock with the star in the background and the mountains. And this, the stars right here. We have a very Egyptian looking moon card. This is kind of like a combination of the Hanged Man. You have this person submerged in water, receiving blessings and cosmic information from this star being. So this is literally like this, or the moon, I'm sorry, the moon being. The moon is giving this person cosmic downloads. Very cool. I love the hair on this moon being. And then you have a moth and it looks like a lizard or a gecko. And then this fun moon, I love this moon, how it's stylized. So here's the sun with DNA rays. I like that both suns have faces in them. The sun looks like it's shining down on this on a book, and this is down on flowers. This looks kind of very like Aztecian, but you can see the influence really clearly. Very cool. All right, so this is where she switches, Omri switches, and we have the Aeon and the Aeon, and then we have Judgment. And the Aeon and the Thoth is very, very Egyptian looking again. And then here, I really feel like Omri made the Aeon her own, and then Judgment. Again, this time she has the moon, and in this card it's the sun. The flowers and flowers again. The universe, and then the world and the worlds. I like how these two seem like they're in movement. This one is stationary. This is more like, looks like a portrait. The composition of it. I like we have the constellations here. Very cool. Which represents what these are. And then, of course, they're here as well. All right, we're going into the swords. Oh, the extra card in the Thoth. So again, she was influenced by the Thoth with the sword going up, but her rays are going down. And then David Palladini's sword is going down into the earth with the flowers. And these two are pointing up to the sky. Representing new ideas. All right, next we have Two of Swords. We have the woman and the woman. They're both holding swords. And that angel again. Biblically accurate angel. Three of Swords, all representing sorrow. Out of these, which one's your favorite? I think this is interesting with the ribbons and the heart and the goose holding the eye. But this one is just so iconic. Four of Swords. I like how she's in this bubble. With her head down, you can tell she's sad. She's floating over the duality of the world. Being pierced with knowledge and information. I think that's a really cool depiction. Five of Swords. Kind of mirrors the Thoth. There's no human in this picture, where we have a knight here. We just have the snake again, and it looks like a crown and the sun. Here we have the mountains and the sky and this medieval knight. Six of Swords. I like the butterfly on her face for eyes. And she's in a swan boat. And his looks like a quail. He's in a quail boat. And his headdress even kind of looks like a quail. That's cool. And you have the butterflies up here guiding this person on their journey. You just have water, and the night sky is reflected in the water, which is cool. And this one, it looks like a cloudy day, and you have the mountains again. And this one's just abstract, geometric abstract. Seven of Swords. All very different. This gentleman's walking away. This one's walking towards us. But both their eyes are hidden, so that's interesting. Well, not really. These little tassels look like they have eyes. So maybe this creature, this being, this humanoid doesn't have eyes, and these are their eyes. It kind of reminds me of one of the creatures in Dan to Dan. Do you guys watch that anime? There's that alien creature that saves them, and he looks kind of like this. I wonder if that's where she got that inspiration from. Dan to Dan is one of my favorite animes. I love it. It's so crazy and so wild and so fun. I love the grandma in Dan to Dan. She's total Gen X badass. All right. Eight of Swords, interference. Wow. That is a very intense image. And you really get that interference from that, as well as this one. All three wonderful, wonderful depictions. So you can see the theme in Palladini's is the mountains and flowers. And Amari's, it's the seraphim, the stars, and eyes. And the Thoth, Lady Frida Harris, like the very geometric designs and kind of abstract. Nine of Swords. Here's that big eye again. And the swords look different here, stylized differently than the rest of the swords in the suit. It's interesting that the swords look like a bloodshot eye. So we have princess and princess, and then page. Prince, knight, and knight. I love her shoes. Oh my gosh, I would totally wear those shoes. Oh, there's a queen, so I'll show you the Queen of Swords. Oh, I should have taken her out. I'm gonna have to edit that. But 3 very different queens. Then we have Knight of Swords, King of Swords, and King of Swords. Because there's no king in the Thoth. It's supposed to be the queen, but the queen is on top. Moving into the wands. Now this wand reminds me of the wand on Star's wand and Star versus the Forces of Evil. So cute. And then of course this rod looks like a flower. And this wand, so in the Aquarian, instead of wands, he used rods. Same thing though. The Thoth's rod is so fiery, which rods and wands represent fire. This one definitely looks like Star's wand. And this one looks like a flower. She definitely looks like she's on an epic mission. They're both facing away from us. This one's a little pippish. The last 2 were a little pippish. Yeah, this one's a little pippish with no keyword. I like the thought that even though it's pippish, it has the keyword, which I find really helpful. I like that. So 6 of Wands, we have victory. And you can see the victory here with the wreath on his rod. And this person has their their Mercury shoes on. I like it with the wings. Instead of the boots with the fur, it's boots with the wings. Sorry, guys. My exennial showing, right? Then we have 7 of Wands. Oh, she's crying. I actually like that they show there's a lot of tears, a lot of crying in this, which I think is really healthy and can help people transmute or recognize their feelings, since we have all been kind of taught to suppress our feelings and our emotions, especially tears. So I really like that Omri includes tears in her artwork. These 2 are very similar. Just a really pretty color palette here. I'm like so excited to jump in and play with the Stellar Vault deck. I think it's going to be very, very healing. Oh, I love this dress. Again, it looks like the night sky. We've got the big moon. Her wand has a heart on the top. Beautiful. Showing the strength of this character. Here we have oppression. A princess, and page of wands. Both their eyes are covered. This princess, her back is to us. These two are facing us. Really no distinguishing characteristics on their face. Their eyes are hidden. So here are the knights facing the same direction. Kind of taking inspiration again with the helmet, but making it her own. And it looks like she's riding some mystical, uncanny valley being, animal, beast. And here are the queens. I like the queen having the ram horns for Aries. And she has her cat. This one has the leopard or cheetah. I guess I'll just put the prince here. We have the lotus flowers on both of these. All three pretty similar, I would say. Two of Cups, all very, very different. Kind of taking the similarities in the fishtails here. We've got the mer people here, or the dragons, or these cool mythical creatures. We've got the triple goddess here reimagined, which is cool. We have the flowers. She's taking from David. I love it. We have the fire, the water, air, this, this is cool. I really, really like how she combined. It's more Thoth, I guess. This card is more influenced by the Thoth, I would say. But also with nods to David. So that's so cool. I love this card. Three of Cups. The influence with the flowers, but then also, again, cool. You can definitely see the influence. And this is so 1960s flower child with the, I love it. I love it. Three of Cups is one of my favorite cards. The sunflower here is kind of acting as the sun. And we have the water and the water feature. So very cool. Four of Cups. Again, you see the influence of the Thoth on the design for the Stellar Vault. If anyone would like to purchase a Celtic cross reading where I look at past, present, and potential future, because as Amory agrees with me, the cards are not foretelling your future. They help you process your emotions, process where you are at life right now, your subconscious coming to the conscious, coming to the forefront. You can go to my Buy Me a Coffee, I'll link it down below, and schedule that. We can do a reading over Zoom. I also offer Reiki distance over Zoom. You can purchase through Buy Me a Coffee, and then we can set up a time. My email address is tarot&oracleforthesoul@gmail.com. Through my Buy Me a Coffee, you can purchase my husband's deck, as well as artwork from him and readings or Reiki from me. Pleasure, Six of Cups. Again, a cool combo. We have the person carrying these cups, and I read this one. I love it. She wants to share her gifts with her loved ones, and I love that. And here you see that these flowers are being shared amongst friends. And then this one is just abstract. Another beautiful card. Oops. Put out my candle. Seven of Cups. This one's more pretty. It looks more like the Aquarian tarot. I like that she has the crab for Cancer here. We've got a flower and a butterfly, crystals, the snake and snakes. We have a woman's head. We have the rainbow and the rainbow, which is cool. I don't know if this is supposed to be crystals. Another head, which is, this looks very like futuristic and weird. This head right here, if that's what that's supposed to be. This looks like grapes and apples and stuff. So maybe this is fish and then this is the snake. And this is just everything's rotting, decaying. Eight of Cups. Got the moon and the moon. The figure. You almost don't see her with her pink hair. She kind of blends right in, or he with his pink hair. Could be either or. This person as well, like their cloak looks like it blends right in with the earth. So maybe this is some sort of elemental being. I do have to say I like Amory's faces better. The faces on, I like the art style of the Aquarian tarot, but the faces are kind of uncanny to me. But I like Amory's faces. These two are very similar. You even have the pyramids like you have here. This one looks like maybe just a nice clear day. This one's the night sky. Here you can't tell. But you have all the cups overflowing, representing happiness. Oh, I love that. 10 of Cups. Again, it's not really a person, but you have hands with the cups. Here we have two people. We've got the rainbow and the cups. Very nice. This looks like it could go into a heart, maybe. I don't know. Oh my goodness, I love this seahorse. I love this seahorse so much. There's the knights. This one's definitely my favorite out of the 3. What one's your favorite? Let me know in the comments. Do you like the Aquarian Tarot, the Stellar Vault, or the Thoth? I love this one. I love that seahorse. I love the colors. I love the vibrancy. Beautiful. The 3 Queens. Oh, I love this with the moon phase and the lotuses, and it looks like she's on a dragon. This deck is just, all 3 are just so artistically beautiful. Look at this celestial being. So cool. I love the colors and the lotus and the just, it's beautiful. And we're down to the last suit. Here are those eyes again. 3 very different Ace of Pentacles. I've seen this card. I like this. I like this one. Is that, what's the one on the... I've watched flip throughs of the Stellar Vault. Like, I knew it was gorgeous. Just absolutely beautiful. Those would be cool tights. I think we need these tights. Omri, you should make a clothing line and do it based on the clothing in this deck. Anime fans would like go crazy for the hats and the tights and the shoes. They all went with a different shape for the 5 of Pentacles. This mimics the stained glass of a church window that they're walking by. And it pulls from the dark colors for the background with the Thoth, with hints of gold. So that's really cool. Great attention to detail, and then they match the red and the red. And they even, well, there's kind of blues here, but more light blue that matches the sky here. Six of Pentacles, success. I like that this shows that this being is in charge of their success. We have the scales here, and oh, that's the scales. Oh, I love the hummingbirds. Again, look at this outfit. This is so cool. I wouldn't wear it, but I would layer maybe a shirt underneath it, and then it would be totally, I would totally rock that. Oh my gosh, you guys, the 8 of Pentacles has a bee. I love that bee. Again, a cool combo of taking the tree from Prudence and re-imaging it here. And putting the bee, adding the bee. I love the bee. Omri, thanks for adding a bee. Love it, love it. Oh my gosh. So beautiful. wealth. We have 3 very, very different wealth cards for 10 of Pentacles. We have the medieval castle and the family. Here we have the polarity of opposites of male and female. Oh my gosh, this reminds me of Rainbow Bright. An anime version of Rainbow Bright. I love it. I love, like, there's so many great cards that I love, that just make me so happy in this deck. Oh my gosh, look at this knight too. I love this knight. There's that knight. And the Thoth is so kind of dreary. This knight is like stunning. Look at the queens. I love this queen's hair and the grapes. She has the wheat growing out of her helmet. And I guess the grapes are growing out of her hair too. So very cool. Showing she's connected to earth. The element of earth. The bounty of earth. And then we have the kings or the prince. All right, so here are the backs. This is the Aquarian Tarot. This is the Stellar Vaults. The Aquarian Tarot is just a smudge wider, and the Aquarian Tarot is just a smidge longer. So these are a little bit longer and thinner than the Aquarian Tarot. These are very flexible. US Games cardstock quality is pretty good all across the board. There's that silver edging. I love it. So it shuffles really, really nice. I will have to come back and do a card spread at another time because I don't like my videos being too much longer than an hour. You know, like a lot of times people have limits for how long they'll sit. So once I do the flip through of the Kalanja Tarot, once I finish that, I will start doing, I think I promised you guys a card spread from the Sealed Path, and then this one, and then we'll see if I compare the Kalandra to any decks or if I just do a walkthrough of that. Let me know in the comments down below if you enjoy the comparison videos or if you just want to see a basic flip through and walk through of just the deck I'm featuring. You guys letting me know really helps me out of, you know, what y'all want. All right, so let's read one more. I know I read one card already, but we'll end with this, reading the Emperor. The Emperor mirrors the loving gaze of the Empress. He is a born ruler on the cusp of manhood. To grow to his full potential, he must learn that authority does not rely on force alone. In his hands, he holds a receiving staff and a pomegranate, gifts from his Empress, which I figured I loved how it mirrored the Empress, which remind him to integrate the feminine parts of his psyche. Yes, I love this. His crown in the shape of ram's horns is reminiscent of his zodiac sign, Aries. Once he is a grown man, he will know how to calm the fire. Yes. The voice of the Emperor. I invite you to connect with your masculinity. To be a competent leader, you must not shy away from asserting power, respect, and authority. However, do not forget that part of leading is having compassion. Yes. I love this. I am so excited to start playing with this, reading with this deck. I think it's a very healing for inner child work, especially since it uses very anime, and I love how Omri was influenced by the depth of the Thoth with the Hermeticism and the meanings of that, but also with Jung, you see a lot of psychological, archetypal inspiration as well, and just the beauty and art of David Palladini as well. So thank you so much for watching. If you've used this deck, let me know what you think of it and, like, you know, its influence on you in your practice. Thanks for watching. As always, have fun, keep on shuffling, and I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.